All right. Good evening. I'm Yoshina Colbert Bradford, and I will be your host this evening. We have the honor to hear from three phenomenal women who are a part of an illustrious South Metro Democratic Women Council, the Women in Blue. We have Kathy Adams, LaShondra Little, and myself, Yoshina Colbert Bradford. We will start with Kathy Adams, founding member, who will tell us about the history and how South Metro Democratic Women was founded. Following, we will have LaShondra Little and myself, Yoshina Colbert Bradford, to speak about our experience, the choice of our position, and why we chose South Metro Democratic Women. Kathy, it's all yours.
Thank you so much for having me, Yashina, and it's certainly a pleasure to be with both of you, LaShondra and Yashina. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kathy Adams, and I am the immediate past state president of Georgia Federation of Democratic Women. As the founder of the South Metro Democratic Women's Council, my overall mission was to bring to South Atlanta the much needed visibility of a Democratic organization that would educate voters on elections and work to get women to serve in leadership positions, or either elected or appointed positions. Our demographic area includes the cities of South Fulton County, south of I-20. I met with two good friends, Dina Holiday Ingram and Sharonda Hubbard, at a Starbucks coffee shop. And there we sat on one summer night and we strategized on the goals and the purpose of the organization. Dina and Sharonda later decided to run for office. So they launched their campaigns and they no longer had time. But I pushed on. I pushed on to form this organization, this much needed organization. The organization later launched in September, to be exact, in 2014. And it was at that time that we saw a need to roll up our sleeves and get busy. Our first chapter president was Cassandra Jackson. We wanted to host political activities that would provide voters with substantive information and discussions around local issues. The mission was to focus on promoting the election of Democrats at all levels of government. And later, in January of 2015, we had a change of leadership that ushered in a new executive board with Melissa Floyd at the helm. Yep, we had a Generation Xer on board. And that was just what we needed to bridge the age gap and further to help us think outside the box. We later launched an inaugural community meeting in February of 2015, and that was followed by our first major event, a toast to Hillary Clinton's presidential announcement. What a hit it was. And from there, the rest was history. What a platform for her story. From there, we continued on a mission with our mission. And that was to educate voters through hosting a number of events that included, but not limited to, candidate forums. We held voter registration drives, candidate meet and greets, candidate interviews. We did phone banking and a host of other things, participate in parades and community Christmas luncheons and teas and things like that. But we did a lot to engage not only candidates, but the community at large. From that point forward, we grew our membership and our visibility in the community, making us one of the most sought after organizations with political influence in the South Metro area. The South Metro Democratic Women's Council is a chapter that resides under the umbrella of the state chapter of the Georgia Federation of Democratic Women, GFDW. GFDW resides under the National Federation of Democratic Women, the NFDW, which is a direct feed into the Democratic National Committee, the DNC. The biggest misnomer is that we are not under the umbrella of the Democratic Party of Georgia. Rather, We are their sister organization, and we work in collaboration with one another, focusing on getting Democrats elected to leadership positions. That's what we both do. So as we continue on our path of assisting Democratic leaders and candidates, we pride ourselves on helping to educate Georgia's voters. And that's what means most. But understand, our work is not done. We move with pride, our heads held high, and the wind against our backs. We are the women in blue, working to get qualified Democrats elected. And I invite you to join us sometime. Will you? I'm going to turn the meeting back over to Yushina and LaShondra, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about the organization at large. Ladies.
Thank you. And we'll move to LaShondra Little just to give us a little bit about her background and history and how she became a member here.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaShondra Little, and I'm currently serving as the Vice President for the South Metro Democratic Women's Council. I came to join this organization because I've been heavily active in the political arena within the South Metro area, and to find that there was an organization that was really promoting women and women running for office and really just educating those in our community about what the laws were, what voting rights were, making sure people were getting registered. That was something that I thought was great. And I was excited to find out about it. And once I saw that some of the members, I knew some of the members, I was like, okay, let me find out more about this organization. And upon doing my research, I thought it was one that would be great for me to join, as well as trying to get other women to join. Serving as vice president this year, my responsibilities are really our programs. And so as this is a local election year, we're going to be really focused this year on educating the community about the positions that are open in the municipal elections. So we pretty much oversee about 8 cities within Fulton County. And so we're going to make sure that we promote each of those 8 cities, each of their elections, promote those individuals who are running, so that everyone in the South Metro area, before they go to the ballot box in November, really is educated and really has the resources to understand what they're voting for, who they're voting for, what their platforms are. And so I've been really excited to really get that program going. We're also really want to make sure we educate the community about what happened this past legislative session. We've all heard about the voter suppression laws, and so we've had our representatives come and speak to us. And so now that we've been equipped with the information, we're now going to go and really take that information to the streets and really make sure that everyone in the South Metro area is aware of the voter suppression laws and what it entails for us. Doesn't mean we're going to keep us from voting, but we're going to make sure we know what we're doing and continue to go to the polls and be smarter and make sure that we're following everything they are doing to try to suppress us, that we don't let it stop us from making sure we still go to the polls, we still vote, and we're still doing our civic duty. And so these are just the few things that I'm excited about. It's one of the reasons why I was happy to join this organization. And I'm really excited about the last thing we're working on is really trying to get a candidate information session going. And so for those who are in the South Metro area that are looking to run for office, we want to have some information and support for them to really give them like a quick crash course in running for office, what it means, and are you ready? And so they'll understand that this is something they are looking to do, what that's going to entail. And so that they'll be able to make the right decision. And we're looking to do that over the summer because qualifying for most of the municipal elections is going to be in August. And so these are just a few upcoming programs and just some of the reasons why I've been excited to join South Metro Democratic Women's Council. And I'll turn it back over to Yushina.
All right. Thank you so much, LaShondra. And thank you, Kathy Adams, for that great history lesson that we had. I'm really excited to just really tell my story of how I became a member here at South Metro Democratic Women Council. It was the year of 2019, when I was running for Fulton County Commissioner, the special election seat where Emma Darnell had recently passed. And all I saw was ladies in blue hosting the forums, hosting many of the political activities that we had on the South Side. I was super excited because to see women come together, uniform, and Democrats. And one fiery lady who I saw was Gloria Jenkins. I saw this little lady running around, going to every forum and getting things organized and talking and getting women formed. And I loved it. I came under her when she was the president of South Metro Democratic Women. And to see an organization, for people who know me, know that I love anything that has to do with women empowering other women, especially young ladies. And to see an organization and to be a Democratic organization at that, I was just floored. So to be a member, I joined 2020, the beginning year of 2020, and I haven't stopped since. I got in the organization, the women have welcomed me, and they kept me busy. I will say Ms. Jenkins stayed after me and said, "Hey, make sure you get in, you get active, and you do something." And I said, "Well, if I say that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it." And I did just that. So I was the chair of voter registration when I first joined, and now I'm the chair of education. And I think it's important, and the reason why I choose the positions that I choose or have chosen in the organization is simply because it continues to educate our area, our community, our people, and our culture. And I'm really excited to see a group of women come together to push other women to not only just fight, continue to be active, continue to be visible, and most importantly, we push each other, as Mrs. Adams said earlier, to be leaders. Leadership is huge. And I really appreciate South Metro Democratic Women Council for pushing our women to be leaders, to be better, and overall to just be great. So, what I see in the future for South Metro Democratic women, I see us growing in numbers. That's the first thing. The second thing, I see us on a larger scale because what we have, our mission and our vision is going to take us further than anyone can imagine. And I'm really excited to see how active we've been in every election, whether it's a national election. And I'm really excited on the local elections because I think a lot of times we don't give as much attention to the local elections as we do the national elections. So I just want to say thank you, the founder, Kathy Adams, for founding South Metro Democratic Women and the other ladies who helped you. LaShondra Little for welcoming me into the organization and all the other ladies here in the organization. And I'm pretty sure before we exit, LaShondra can give us a little bit more information about how to join the organization. But I have to ask the founder, I'll put her on the spot, Kathy Adams. How do you feel about the organization moving forward? What do you see the vision for the future?
What I see is women getting engaged, women getting elected, women, we don't just get out here and get fired up and then run one campaign or go through one election cycle and go home and sit down. We don't. We grow.
Yes.
And we grow within the organization. We help to develop those skills. The more people you're around in those circles, it gives you an opportunity to build your network, to strengthen your network, to build your talents. And a lot of times they're unfounded talents. People don't know they had those talents until they get out and they start volunteering and they, really work. The passion of getting qualified leaders elected is phenomenal. It's outstanding. And I can tell you in this day and time with so much going on, not only with getting, we are not just a political organization that focuses on people and leadership, but we focus on doing the right thing for our people, by our people. So we are issue based as well. So, we're also, we talk about, we worked on Opportunity School District. We ran some stop campaigns on that some years ago when it was out. We fought, some other issues, and at the latest, this voter suppression tactic. We got a lot of other issues, gerrymandering, redistricting. That's coming up. It's right around the corner. We got a few months to get it together, and we're all over that stuff. So it's not just people related, but it's issue related, and it's all about doing what's right for the people, by the people. And so that's why I encourage everyone, get involved in this organization. There's always a place for you. And I always say, roll up your sleeves, volunteer your time and your talents, because everybody has something. And if you don't know what it is, come to us and we can help you figure it out, because I'm sure you want to help us see change happen. So did I say too much?
No, you perfect. And I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate LaShondra's time, everyone who just came out just to give some brief information about the organization. I think it was amazing to just highlight exactly what we are about, who we are, and how we're growing. So if you don't mind, again, Miss Kathy Adams, go ahead and take us on out.
Certainly, but I'm gonna put in a plug for myself, since you've given me the floor. I am currently a candidate. I'm running for a national seat with the National Federation of Democratic Women. I am running for the 5th vice presidency on that executive board. The election is June 11th and 12th during the national convention. And here's how you can help, because I know you're going to ask me, how can we help? How can I help? Join South Metro Democratic Women's Council, pay your dues. And dues paying members can attend and vote during the convention. The vote is only during the convention. And so each state only gets 20 votes. So our state president is Carlotta Harrell. She is the state president of Georgia Federation of Democratic Women. Within that 20 votes, only one person per state can serve on the executive board. I am a candidate for the 5th vice presidency, and Gail Buckner is a candidate for the presidency. And so both of us cannot serve on that executive board. You figure out the rest. So it's got to be one or the other. I'm on one slate and she's on another. So what I asked for is your support. Register for the convention. You'll have an opportunity to caucus with the state of Georgia. Each state will caucus, and they will leverage the other members in that caucus and ask the president to cast her votes in a certain manner for certain candidates. So that is my ask of you, is to participate in that caucus.
And I'm going to cut you off really quick and ask you a very important question.
Absolutely.
Please tell us how important this is for you to hold that seat.
It is extremely important. And I say that with all honesty, because I'm all about diversity and inclusion.
Yes.
And so we need African-American leaders on that board. We need to break the barriers, break away from the norm, break away from having all one look and feel of the top of the organization. I have worked, I have been on the ground. You have seen me, not just with South Metro Democratic Women, but I was a 2-term state president for Georgia. So I was the 25th and 26th president for GFDW. And I also chaired the national convention here in 2017, where on that platform, we had Stacey Abrams. I also had Nakima Williams. I had John Ossoff on program. I also had Keisha Lance Bottoms on program, Penny Brown Reynolds, Lisa Borders. So we had some very prominent leaders who most of all, have gone on to do great things. But when it came time to fight, I rolled up my sleeves, I put my marching boots on, I got out and I marched with the labor unions. I've been down to the Sweet Auburn Festival, passing out flyers and literature, pop-up tables and tents, talking about the Opportunity School District, passing out literature, sending it down to South Georgia, getting the votes out. So I've done the work and I don't stop. I've started a lot of chapters in Augusta, Coweta County, all across the state. The national president called on me when Doug Jones ran for the US Senate seat in Alabama. She said, Kathy, we need you to come to Huntsville and help the women there start a chapter. I did that. I started a chapter in Milledgeville. So I've been all around the state in different corners and different areas, but I go in those unpopular areas. I go into some of the reddest territories because I don't run away from the work and I don't run away from a fight. And I roll up my sleeves. That's the type of person, and those are the types of people you need on the National Federation of Democratic Women Board. It's a very diverse slate that I'm running on. I will run from the floor for the 5th vice president seat. But, I'm running with another African-American colleague, but I'm also running with an LGBT colleague. And I say that because that is what democracy is. That is what democracy looks like outside of Georgia and across this nation. That is the tapestry of democracy. And that is what we are all about. We are not all black and white. We are all about people and humanitarian rights, equal rights, civil rights, and let's focus on the voting rights. So that is what I'm running for. That is what I'm running on. It is about diversity, inclusion, and it's how we include all of God's people. And we don't divide by race or color or gender or sex or whatever it is you want to be. But we are all God's people. And so we've got to, again, break the barriers, get outside of our comfort zone with where we are and how we've been operating historically under the NFDW, and look forward, because democracy is all about all the people.
Thank you, thank you. And I know I did ask you to wrap it up, but before we wrap it up, I want to have LaShondra come in and give us just a little bit information so that people can know how to get in touch with us, join the organization. And I'm personally going to put out my phone number. So you are more than welcome to text me if anyone has any questions. And we just thought doing this video, it was needed. We want people to know what the organization is and what we're all about. And LaShondra, take it away. Before you take it away, let me give my phone number. I'm a woman of my word. 404-333-4815. Again, 404-333-4815. Thank you. LaShondra, once you finish, we'll have Kathy Adams go ahead and close us out. Thank you.
Well, hello, everyone, again. I just want to, just listening to Kathy has just gotten me excited more about, let me go get some more people registered to vote. Let me go out and do so much. And so I hope you all have been inspired as well. If you are looking to help us in our efforts to make sure we're educating those in our community on voter registration, voter education, just all the different legislative things that were passed in the recent Georgia Assembly. We have reapportionment coming up in August. And so there's going to be some redistricting going on from the state level. So if you're looking to get involved with us, you can send an email to southmetrodwc@gmail.com. So South Metro Democratic Women's Council, and you just do the abbreviation at gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/South Metro DMWC. And same on, you can also find us on Instagram. So South Metro Democratic Women's Council. So everything will be SMDWC on everything. South Metro SMDWC at Gmail. And so we'll be able to make sure we're going to have some flyers that we'll put together that has some information as well that we'll post on our social media channels, and that everyone will be able to utilize to send out on their own into their network, so that we can also recruit and get some more members. And then to close us out is our past state president, Kathy Adams.
Thank you again, ladies, so much for extending the invitation this evening. But, we have shared a wealth of information. And so having said all that and having heard everything that, has been presented this evening, we open our arms and we extend an invitation to you to get engaged, get involved in Georgia's voting process. And what better way to do it than with the Women in Blue? Again, we need your time and your talents. And we're not asking for you to come out every weekend. We're not asking for you to come once a week. You know, you can make it once a month, but we want it to be effective. Help us strategize. Help us come, you know, be a part of, you know, like they've all, you know, have said. Have a seat at the table. Pull up a chair. Get involved. Get engaged. What better way to do that than with a group of women who are already doing some great things? So I'm going to leave you with this. Know before you go. And I've said this, I've made this my tagline and it's my statement. I pushed it across the state. But know before you go. You need to be an informed voter. Know who is on the ballot. Know what is on the ballot. Know when to vote and know where to vote. That's what you can do to help Georgia's elections. Thank you.